Welcome back to Ignition Point. I'm Debbie Hart.
I'm Sean Finnegan.
And today we have Kristin Elinkowski. So what is it that you do?
Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me.
Great to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. I am one of the founders and CEO of Oasis XRE, which is a virtual reality education company.
And that is the currently only virtual reality education company, right?
Well, there's other virtual reality education companies. We just got approved in the state of Utah. We're going to be the only virtual reality charter school in the country, as far as we know, that has our model. So it's really exciting. We'll be opening in August of 2025. So it'll be a virtual school. Most of it will be done in virtual reality. So if you don't know what's happening in virtual reality education right now, it's so exciting. You can do amazing things. Does anybody know what the Magic School Bus is?
For sure. That's back.
Okay. So it's kind of along those same lines. Yes.
So you're gonna get in a virtual reality tour of like inside the bloodstream.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Anatomy class okay.
Yeah, we can, in fact, where you may have been a part of a dissection of a frog at some point in high school, we can all, in virtual reality, you can all dissect your own frog.
That's cool.
Or your pig, or, check it out. We're going to be able to take kids into space, take them into the ocean, take them back to the Jurassic era.
Tours of the ancient Egyptian ruins.
Exactly.
It's like the way we'd always want to learn it versus just some 2D book that we've read and try to get it and try to visualize in your mind.
Actual experiential learning.
Exactly. That's what it is experiential learning. And it's the gaming technology that billions of dollars has been poured into. Now we're using it for education, and it's just going to really revolutionize education. I think kids who struggle with concentration, kids who are bored in school,
visual learners,
kids who get distracted easily. Now you go inside a VR headset and you're engaged, you're having an experience. A lot of the emotion that happens with an experience, you're experiencing emotion.
You retain memories better when there's emotion involved.
Kids are gonna learn so much better. They're gonna recall so much better.
How did you come up with the idea, and how long has it taken you to create all of this, do all of that research, get it passed? How long has this journey been going?
So I was the chairman of the State Charter School Board for 8 years. I was the chairman for the last 3 years, and my term ended in 2020. So while I was on that board, one of my frustrations is that we weren't seeing enough innovation in education. I had two big frustrations in education. One is I didn't think we were focusing enough on the well-being of the students. And second, that we didn't have enough innovation in education.
It's so archaic.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So at that point, I went to the University of Pennsylvania and got my master's degree in applied positive psychology, because that was kind of the mental health portion of it. And then as I was finishing that program, I ran into who would later become my business partner, and she talked about it's kind of a serendipitous story. We had turned down a charter she had applied for. She recognized me. We had a conversation, and she told me about virtual reality in education. And I said, I love that idea. I just got, it was one of those moments where you feel your body tingle, and I was like, this is the future. I just knew that at that point. But weirdly, it was 2020. I was finishing my master's degree. I was still on the State Charter School Board, and then I got divorced that summer. And so kind of my world kind of fell apart for a minute, and I wasn't ready to go into business. I knew I'm in mergers and acquisitions. I know what it takes to do a startup, and I wasn't in the space to do it at that point. And so it was about a year later. I went to work for a startup. I was still doing mergers and acquisitions, but I went to work for a startup, and that ended up being a really good experience. I had done some research on friendship, and they wanted me to use that to help their startup. And going to work for a startup was great because I learned what not to do in a startup.
Yeah, pretty quick.
And a year later, my department got laid off. And so that was the point. I remember sitting at lunch with the department. We'd all been laid off. And I said, this is not the worst thing that's happened to me in this last year.
Which is amazing vision.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people it'd be doomsday. That's like the hardest thing ever. And immediately you had that.
I did, and it was time. And then I called Angela, who I ended up founding the company with. I called her and I said, okay, now I'm ready.
Another door opens.
Yes.
There you go.
And
Yes.
so I said, now I'm ready. And she said, let's do this. And so we've been working on it for about 3.5 years. We were doing some work. She's done some work in Arizona. We've done some work in California. We've done some pilot programs. And that's when we decided, like, I really want to do this in my own backyard. I want to do this in Utah, and that's why we decided to apply
Start
for a
here,
charter
but it'll
school.
grow.
Yeah, in the state of Utah.
So are kids going to be on site somewhere, or is this something they do at home?
They'll be doing it at home. Okay. Yep, they'll be doing it at home. It's a completely virtual school. But the amazing thing about virtual reality is it's different than being on Zoom. So if we all had our virtual headsets on, I could walk around and have conversations with everybody in this room, and we could have a one-on-one conversation. And even if I got too close to you, you would back up a little bit like you do in real life. So we can have kids work in group projects in virtual reality. We can have one-on-one discussions with the teacher.
Wow. So it's not like you're isolated.
No, you're not. It'll be definitely, we want to create opportunities to have real interaction and real social situations.
Avatars that look like themselves? Or are you going to allow them to kind of have other unique avatars?
At this point, we haven't decided, but I'm kind of the mindset, if you want to come to school as a blue monster, then you can.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, creativity, right?
Yes,
So this would be a
exactly.
full-time experience for the student.
Yes. Yes, so they'll be and you won't be in virtual reality all day. At this point, we're trying to find what that optimal amount of time is. Yeah. But you'll go in, what will most likely happen is your teacher will talk about a subject, and then he or she will say, let's put on our VR headsets and then let's go have an experience.
That's so cool.
And then they'll have a project, and then they may come out and do a group project. So we were thinking, about 20 to 30 minutes at a time in virtual reality. But to go have an experience and to go see something that you can't do in traditional school right now. You can't take the kids to the pyramids in Egypt.
Yeah.
You can't take them and tour the best museums in the world. You can't take them back
Far
in time
superior.
to historical events.
Are you guys going to consider selling that to the public schools or other charter schools or homeschool group?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Is this K-12?
Our charter school got approved for 4th through 8th grade, so we're going to start in those grades. And then we're going to add a grade each year. So at our year 5 will be 4th through 12th. We don't, because headsets are kind of heavier right now, we don't want to do younger than 4th grade. Yeah. But it's like I told the state charter school board when they approved us. The technology today is very different than what the technology is going to be when we open 18 months from now. So
Changes
headsets will
so
get
fast.
different, hardware will get different, software will be different. It's such an emerging technology and it's changing so quickly. I don't really know what it's going to look like in 18 months, but it's going to be
getting
better.
popular really fast, even in colleges, universities.
A lot of medical schools are using it right now. Airline pilots have used it for a long time, especially in the Air Force, for training. And we're going to see it more in higher ed. And I hope we're going to see it more in K through 12, because I do think kids, the pilots we've done and the projects we've worked on, the kids are so excited to put on virtual reality headsets. They're used to that world for gaming, and now we get to teach them in the venue that they're comfortable in and in a situation that they enjoy.
How did you come up with your curriculum?
We partner with other curriculum providers, and we're going to do some of our own developing, but there's so many great companies out there doing curriculum development right now that we decided we would just pull from the best that's out there and always be on the lookout. We've got some partners that we're working with.
Are you testing all of these out yourself?
Well, we like to get in and check it out, and it's actually a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite experience that you guys have created?
You know what? I think it's really interesting doing the dissections. Just like some of the anatomy.
It's all 3D.
And some
You
of
can
the,
move it around and
And I've learned things. I mean, we did a pilot program and it was amazing. I'm in Utah. We have a teacher in Florida. We have a classroom in California. We all go into virtual reality together. And I'm learning about radiation from the sun and what happens when it hits the earth. And I'm thinking, oh, this is the first time I've understood this.
Right, because you can actually visually see what's happening.
Yeah, I was learning about it in virtual reality, and it was amazing. And I thought, this is why this is going to be so revolutionary in education, because it's just changing it.
Yes.
Is there a self-guided portion, or are these experiences just something like follow through? Like, did they decide which part of the frog to dissect next, or is it kind of already driven for them?
We're hoping to do some synchronous and some asynchronous. So you'll have a teacher, and the teacher will direct some learning. but the kids will have access to a lot of things that they can do themselves. And that's what's exciting about this. We think kids, if it's their subject that they're really interested in.
Do you know how many kids watching this show are going to be like, hey, I want to do this.
I want to do that.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. This is what the whole school system's been waiting for, is something to change everything. It's amazing.
I totally agree. And what's exciting for Utah kids is this is a tuition-free school. This is a publicly funded
So their
charter.
headset and everything is taken care of.
Yes, everything will be shipped to their house. We'll have IT support. We'll make sure they have Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your best advice for people you've been through the startup and now you're doing another and you're making it happen. What's your best advice for entrepreneurs starting up?
Just don't give up. You know, just keep pushing forward. I said to my kids the other day, I really think as I've looked at musicians and entrepreneurs and actors and actresses, anyone who's in a professional world, it seems like the big difference is the people who just keep pushing are successful.
Yeah.
I love it. Conviction driven.
And you know what? And to be fair, success comes in many different forms, right? And you know, you can be a successful parent, you can be a successful partner, you can be a successful child, you can be a successful friend.
But it takes persistence, like you said. Persist. Make through the hard times.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, how can people find out more? Do you guys have a website, a platform?
virtualhorizonsutah.org is the website. And then oasisxre.com is the website for our company that provides support for virtual reality if other schools want to use it.
Okay.
We just want to spread it
I wanna
because
be
we
a
think
student.
it's amazing. You have to be in 4th through 8th grade in 2025. But we'd love to show you sometime.
Oh,
I'd love
yeah,
to
we'd
show
love
you
to see
sometime.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to show you the technology. It's really exciting.
Honor to
Thank you
have
so
you.
much for joining
Thanks for
us
having
today.
me. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
If any of you watching today have any doubts that your current CPA is not helping you take 100% advantage of the deductions you deserve and helping you stay compliant with the IRS, then don't hesitate to get involved with TaxHive today. You won't be disappointed.